It is not uncommon for cats to catch baby birds or nestling birds. In fact, it happens all the time. So in today's video, we'll be answering the question, what should I do if my cat caught a baby bird? Baby birds are often helpless and can't fly away or call for help, making them an easy target for curious felines. And so our first tip is to keep your cats indoors to prevent them from catching wild animals. Cats have natural instincts to hunt, so keeping them indoors can help protect local wildlife. However, it isn't always possible to keep your cats indoors, especially if they are outdoor cats, or if you live in a multi-cat household where it's easier for them to sneak out when you are not looking. Now, despite their small size, birds need a lot of nutrition to stay healthy and grow properly. But this also means that they digest very quickly and will require additional food after being caught by your cat. As such, our second tip is to feed the baby bird right away. It is important to act fast, as the sooner you feed the bird, the better chance it has of survival. Most baby birds can be fed with wet cat or dog food or with specialized bird formula. You can purchase the latter online or at most pet stores. You can also ask your vet for guidance on the best food to feed the bird, or they might even have some recommendations based on what they've seen work in the past. For adult birds who can eat solid food but still need help getting back their strength, you can prepare a mixture of water, cat food, and rice to help rehydrate them and restore their energy levels. Now, before feeding any of these foods, make sure to warm them up slightly to mimic the temperature of a mother bird's regurgitated food. The best way to feed the bird is using a syringe without a needle. Once the bird is stabilized, the next step would be to gradually introduce soft, solid food into its diet. Now, if you aren't able to feed the baby bird immediately after it's been found, you can improvise a temporary feeding by putting a few drops of water into the cat's bowl and letting the bird drink to rehydrate itself. The water will also help prevent the bird from choking on dry food. The next thing you should do if your cat caught a baby bird is to give it water. Just like food, water is essential for the baby bird's health and well-being. Dehydration can quickly lead to illness and death. So providing fluids is crucial to help the bird stay hydrated and improve its chances of survival. The best way to feed the bird water is to use a syringe without a needle, just like how we feed them food. If the bird is too weak or dehydrated, you may need to gently rub its stomach to encourage urination. Then continue to monitor its condition closely and offer more water if needed. If your cat has killed the baby bird, then it might have injured it internally. Therefore, our next step would be to look for signs of injury. If the bird has a broken wing or bleeding, you will need to take it to the vet for treatment. But if you don't see any obvious signs of injury, you can proceed to the next step. In addition to physical injuries, the stress of being captured and handled by your cat can traumatize the bird. This is why it's important to handle the baby bird gently and minimize any further stress. Our next tip is to keep the bird calm. Handling the bird as little as possible is the key to keeping it calm. However, there may be times when you must pick the bird up, such as when feeding it or giving it water. When handling the bird, be gentle and supportive to prevent it from panicking. You can also try to wrap the bird in a towel to keep it warm and secure. The key here is to remain patient and understanding. Try to project a calm demeanor and speak softly to reassure the bird. You can also try playing soft music or nature sounds to help soothe the bird and mask any potential predators that it might hear outside. After you have checked for injuries, given the bird water and calmed it down, the next step is to wait for the bird to be ready to eat. Depending on the species of the bird, its age, and overall condition, it may take anywhere from a few minutes to an hour or more to feel comfortable enough to eat. During this time, it's important to keep the bird warm and comfortable. You can place the bird in a cardboard box with some towels or paper towels to keep it safe and cozy. Just make sure to avoid placing the box in a drafty area or near any loud noises. As we mentioned earlier, the best way to feed a baby bird is using a syringe without a needle. Start by warming up some wet cat or dog food or bird formula to room temperature. Then slowly begin to insert the liquid into the bird's mouth. tilting the head upward to prevent choking. Once the bird is done eating, you can remove the syringe and let it rest. Be patient and understanding if the bird doesn't eat right away, as it may take some time for it to feel comfortable enough to do so. Once the bird has eaten and seems to be doing well, the next step is to provide it with shelter. Place the bird in a cardboard box lined with towels or paper towels. Make sure to choose a box that is large enough for the bird to move around in, but not so large that the bird could get lost and injured. Place the box in a quiet, draft-free area away from potential predators and disturbances. It's also important to keep the box clean and dry, so change the towels or paper towels as needed. Another thing you can do is provide the bird with enrichment. Even though it is essential to minimize stress for the bird, it's also crucial to provide some stimulation to keep it active and prevent boredom. You can provide enrichment by placing toys or objects in the box that the bird can explore. Just make sure that the items are safe and won't cause injury. Simple things like a pine cone, leaf, or small branch can provide hours of entertainment for a curious bird. You can also try hiding treats or food around the box to encourage the bird to explore and forage. Remember to be patient and positive during this process, as the bird may need time to adjust to its new surroundings. Our next tip is to monitor the bird closely. Check the bird regularly for signs of illness or injury, including changes in behavior, appetite, or appearance. If you notice any issues, contact a local wildlife rehabilitator or veterinarian immediately. Additionally, monitor the bird's weight to ensure it is gaining weight and growing appropriately. Weigh the bird daily using a gram scale and record the weight in a notebook. If the bird is not gaining weight, it may not be eating enough, and you may need to increase the frequency of feedings or consult a professional for advice. By monitoring the bird's weight and overall condition, you can intervene early if the bird is not thriving and needs extra care. When the bird is old enough, the next step would be to start the fledgling process. Fledglings are young birds that have not yet learned to fly and are still dependent on their parents for food and protection. To start the fledgling process, you will need to provide the bird with a larger enclosure, such as a dog crate or aviary. Place the enclosure in a quiet, draft-free area and line it with towels or wood chips for bedding. Start by confining the bird to a smaller space within the enclosure and gradually increase the size of the space over time. As the bird becomes more active and confident, encourage it to fly short distances within the enclosure. You can do this by placing food or toys at a distance and gradually increasing the distance over time. With patience and positive reinforcement, you can help the bird develop the strength and confidence it needs to fly. It's important to note that this process can take several weeks or even months, depending on the species of the bird. Throughout the fledging process, continue to monitor the bird's weight and overall condition and provide it with food and water daily. Once the bird is able to fly short distances within the enclosure, it is ready to begin the supervised flight phase. Take the bird outside and allow it to fly in a confined area under your supervision. Gradually increase the area over time and continue to monitor the bird for signs of independence. When the bird is consistently returning to the home base and can fly long distances, it is ready to be released. Choose a suitable release site and release the bird with a small group of other birds to increase its chances of survival. Now, it's important to remember that each bird is unique and will progress through the fledging process at its own pace. With patience, understanding, and proper care, you can help the bird develop the skills it needs to survive and thrive in the wild. Now, if you are unable to care for the bird yourself, the best course of action would be to contact a local wildlife rehabilitator or animal rescue organization. They will have the expertise and resources to care for the bird and give it the best chance of survival. You can find a wildlife rehabilitator in your area by searching online directories or contacting your local animal control agency or humane society. We hope that these tips have helped you determine what to do if you found a baby bird that was caught by your cat. If you have any additional tips or have had a similar experience, we would love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you and your feline friend have a wonderful day.